there's a disconnect that happens when our customers can't find what they're looking for. But sometimes our customers have no idea what they're looking for. They're browsing. They know that there's a set of broad needs that they have, that they've internalized, but they're not searching. So they're needing to discover content in different ways. And this is where we need to understand their intent. So there's two different kinds of taxonomies that we look at for improving customer journeys with taxonomies. And this gets to the heart of what is in that core semantic model that we help our clients to build. Well, first and foremost, it's looking at the journey as a way to accomplish business objectives, that accomplish customer objectives, that accomplish some of the individual journey objectives. And we look at, within that journey, what are the intents that are happening there, and what are the objects or the topics being dealt with. So when we start at a journey level, we're really able to understand customer experience holistically, pull the pieces and parts together that they might need to see. Because sometimes when you log into your customer portal, you don't need to just see support. You might also want to see things that you can buy that are related to it. So you might really have marketing content as well as support content working together side by side. And many of our clients in the software industry especially find that it's very valuable within support experiences to answer problems with potential matching products, or sometimes with potential thought leadership articles or other assets that create stickiness and depth and authority. So all of those things need to be tagged with the appropriate intent and the appropriate topics. So we're going to talk through more what topic taxonomies are and what intent taxonomies are. And we've discovered a number of others, but these are the ones we're going to focus on because they're the highest value, highest leverage way for us to help use our shared words within a semantic system to drive personalization. So let's talk about the topic taxonomy. So within any domain, we need to identify those topics that are within it. And identifying the topics within it is the terminology that that organization uses to know how to work with customer needs. In healthcare, that topic might include the conditions treated or the symptoms of those conditions, some of the medications or the treatment pathways associated with those resolutions of a health-related concern. There's obviously, within recipes, there's ways to break down the different kinds of things that go into a recipe, like an ingredient. Like if you looked for recipes online recently, you know that almost everybody's telling some sort of story about it, whether or not you want to tell a story about it or not. You know, that's all part of your content strategy, content planning process. And in that planning process, we also have the chance to look at what is all this stuff about. So building these taxonomies can start at the same time as you're building your IA for a new initiative, or when you're replatforming, or when you're just deciding to upgrade the user experience. Whenever any of these inflection points happen, that's a good entry point. That's a good time to kind of flag down and say, it's time for us to build our semantic model. Let's get started with at least one basic topic taxonomy. And there we begin that core semantic model with topics and start to grow it. And then we match it together with intent, because users are not always doing things based on a category of thing, right? It's not necessarily condition-based or outcome-based or topic-based. Sometimes it's based on where they're at in a process and what they're trying to do. So working with a large fintech company, there's a resolution of a chargeback. So what is the number of steps in a chargeback customer journey? And then how can we identify where they are now? Are they on step 5 out of 10? And then how can we tag our content so that the right assets are relevant to the right part of the customer journey, right? So we're dealing in some cases with tagging things in a time scale. We're dealing sometimes with tagging it at a journey stage. We're also dealing sometimes with tagging it at a classification of intent, like resolve a chargeback. And so the content related to that can all be aggregated together with one query, with one quick query. How do we do that if we don't have a semantic ID associated with it? I think a lot of folks know it's through fixed IDs, content IDs, unique IDs. So you have to know what unique ID out of your potentially millions, in some of our clients' case, they've got millions and millions of assets, what needle to pick up by ID out of that haystack. And then they're keyword searching to figure out which ID to match to which document. That's not sustainable. We need to be able now to start working towards semantic queries where we know what topic and what sort of intent and what sort of stage and any vector we need to be able to pull together experiences on. We need to be able to pull that in a semantic query. We also need unique IDs, but those things have to work together. And without a semantic layer, we're missing out on our entire ability to flex, right? Our customer experiences. So we also look at when we're building these intent taxonomies, we look at all the data, right? The user search data, interaction data, and we identify all those opportunities for intent to be expressed. And then we find ways that expression can make it into the model. That way, when we start tagging customer data, it's the other side of this that's down the road. We don't have to get there right away. But we're able to then match user behavior with the appropriate content to meet that data, and you can start reporting on semantic-based behavioral information.